external processing. This video demonstrates the option to execute an operation externally within a production order. This type of processing is particularly important as it provides a company with a feasible alternative to in-house processing in capacity bottleneck occur. During the manufacturing process, when a plain order for production is converted to a production order, the system checks if any routing or work center operation required external processing. When the order is processed and the operation to be handled externally is reached, the system creates a purchase requisition. After generating a purchase order for the operation, the production step is processed by the external subcontractor. The external service is captured with a good receipt posting. The process is finalized by receiving the subcontractor's invoice for the service and posting the payment accordingly. So let's go. So prerequisites, system access, role, master data, and other data, okay, have been created previously. So I go directly to the process. So the overview of the process is the create production order, then process purchase requisition, then post good movement, then create supplier. Okay, so let's go create production order with subcontract operation. This step is used when subcontracting production production. Normally, the plant handles the production. Sometimes, in order to meet schedule demands, a business partner is used to process an order. When you serve the production order, a subcontracting purchase requisition is generated for operation, for example, 10, 20, 30, etc. This process step shows you how to create production order with subcontract operation. So, for that, open Create Production Order app. Like this, okay, up and create production order. Okay. The production order create initial screen display. Enter the following data for production order: your material, your production plant, and the order type. So, FT126, my production plant, 1110 for the common plant used for all the demo system SAP. Okay, and the order type, perhaps I made the mistakes, is 111, no, it's 1010, sorry. And the order type is MTS production order. Okay, then press enter. The production order creates either screen display. Enter the following data for production order, your total quantity, and the date. And then press enter. Okay? The total quantity and backwards current date. Okay? I click on enter. So as we are in Saturday in Europe, is the calendar is closed day. So you have a warning message. Okay? I enter to confirm the message. I've got a select production version. So if the dialog box, that means you have different production version. So you can have, for example, order missing part, but you can also have a production version dialog box. It's displayed. In this case, you select the production version 1. Okay, the production version 99 is used for rework. Okay, I click on choose. So right now, choose operation. Okay, missing part. Okay, I understand that I've got missing part. I go to the operation. In the operation, on the production order, create operation overview screen. Enter the following data for production order in the operation overview section. For example, you change the operation 30 packaging or you change, you add, it depends what do you want to do. For example, I would like to add a new operation that is external processing, for example, or subcontracting external processing. So, for example, I just change. I keep this operation, I and I change the key, the control key, and I select this one. No good receipt, cost, print, external processing. So I show you external processing, and if you display the information, schedule, cost, and you have this information. Okay. So I change it. Okay. So control key, maintain external processing. So from the external processing tab, enter the following data for external service procurement. Purchasing for record, use the info record number you have created previously. So for that, I use a material group. It's not a purchasing info record with material. It's a purchasing info record without material, with material group. Really important. So purchasing info record, I use the match code, info record for supplier, no, and looking for info record for per material group, non-stock. And I check with the material group L004. I click on enter. Okay. If I don't find anything, that means no purchasing info record has been created. So I need to create it. So in this case, I'm going to show you, but perhaps the purchasing info record I've created, I'm just looking for if I have got so other. So I do not enter material group. I click on go to display. So I've got L001, purchasing info record for non-stock. I check if I've got another one info record non-stock. For which subcontractor I can use, I check the information in my system 1003 tricking wrapping. Okay, I think the best thing is I show you how to proceed. I will do another one. This one, enter. I display the information, external processing. So we have purchasing for record, purchasing organization. Okay, I check quickly all the information. That sounds to be good. You see, purchasing requisition. That means the system waits that I save to generate automatically a new purchase requisition for external processing. Okay. So choose back twice from the menu to return to production order screen. So back, back, and two options. I can release before to save or after. So release, check material availability, missing part list. So I will need to put some stock from this. Okay, I note the information, copy, make a copy paste in my Excel file to show you how to create stock for this material quickly. So I need, okay, confirmation, 10 pages for that. Okay. Okay. Console. Release order. And I save. Okay. Order number 11000123 save. So production order is created and purchase requisition is created. To view the purchase requisition, choose Operation Overview, select the operation and scroll on the right screen. Yeah, show you. Menu, Order, Change of Display, Enter, Component, Operation 30. I go inside, External Processing. I use the scrolling and I display the information. This is my purchase requisition that I can display. Item overview, and as you can see, is order. Okay. Right now, create purchase order for external processing. When you save the production order, a subcontracting purchase requisition is generated for operation 30. A fixed supplier was assigned to the purchase order requisition using the outline agreement maintained in the routing of finished product MTS or maintain in the routing, maintain the routing because you have created previously in purchasing for econ, or if you had it manually in the purchase in the production order. This means that the responsible person is able to convert the purchase order request directly into a purchase order. This process shows you how to convert a signed purchase requisition to purchase order. Used open purchase requisition deprecated. Why deprecated? Because not all the features from this kind of purchase requisition have been moved to the new process purchase requisition app. So in this case, you use the deprecated, or you can use the web application MA57. Okay, both can be used. So I will use the Fury process purchase requisition deprecated. So show you like this, process requisition deprecated. So I use this one. I don't use, for example, the new version. No, remain me later. For this typical case, do not use the new version because the system will make a pop-up with an error message that you are not able to convert the purchase requisition to the purchase order. So delivery date, requisition date. Today, go. So search for purchase requisition with assign source of supply and select one using the link of the source. So you make for the group, plant, anything else, the date to restrict and find your purchase requisition. Choose the mark box of relevant purchase requisition item and choose create purchase order. So the next, okay, and I select plant is for the plant 1010, okay. Then I select the statue is not edited. So I click on go to restrict again, and to find my 5 purchase requisition. So then for the group, okay, packaging. So I check in the material, I see packaging that, okay, it's perfect. This is one, and I click on create purchase order. So the purchase order review screen display. Be careful. If the total amount of the purchase requisition is more than, for example, 500 euro, then it could trigger a workflow for approval of purchase requisition. But it's not our case. So check that we have a standard PO in the purchase order type and choose save. Yeah, can be met. So we have the purchase order type NB. We don't have to change anything. I check the information and I click on save. The purchase order is created. On the dial box, choose the OK. So the purchasing requisition list display again. So I've got my purchase order, okay, and I click on OK. I come back in the purchase requisition, and I have only one purchase requisition for because I have the statute not edited. My purchase order is converted. Okay. So right now, post good receipt for subcontract purchase order. In this activity, the warehouse clerk received the subcontract purchase order. The clerk then generates a good receipt. The good receipt ignores the stock type. Upon goods received, the subcontract purchase order costs are posted to the production order. There is no financial document trial other than the good receipt document and a controlling document. The controlling document can be viewed on the production order either by choosing Go to Documented Good Movement. And the operation does not influence the purchase order quantity. Only good receipt change the quantity. So, first things, I display my purchase order. Purchase order. Okay. So purchase order date, today, go. I think I will see several purchase order. I limit also, I can use the statute, for example, not yet sent, rejected, sent. There you go. I've got 4 and I check if I see sales, and my supplier, purchasing group, my company code, and my plan. For example, 10, 10, 10, 10, go. So I check if there is 8 approved, 30. I check with regard, send follow-on document. So it's not this one. Send, approve automatically, IC sales 49, 44. And I check this one to be sure. Close, item. That is my purchase order. So from there, you can see information for advanced indicator, unsupported features. So that means you display the purchase order in WebKey because account assignment is not for the moment integrated completely in Fury features. When I say Fury, full Fury. So I got this purchase order. This one. So right now, 2 options to receive. I've got post good receipt for purchasing document. I enter the purchase document that I want to receive. It's got different options. I check automatically. You see, it's very simple. I can individual slip. I can put a note about the information about the delivery note provided by my vendor. I check the information. I tick the box. I've got 10 pieces delivered by the supplier and assign directly to the production order. And I click on post. Good receipt is posted for purchase order to the order. Okay. Right now, yes, I would like to show you that I explained previously. Okay. Material document has been generated. I can display this information. Process flow. Purchase acquisition, purchase document, material document, accounting document. Okay. And if I want to display the information about production order, manage production order. FG126, enter. So is it this one? So this one, I go inside. I click on edit order and menu, go to documented good movement, and I display the good receipt have been done. Okay. Other things, if I go in MA22N, I can use the web key to display my purchase order. Okay, document overview, close my purchase order. Okay, I double click on the line, close, purchase order history. I display the information. Okay, next step right now. But good receipt for subcontract purchase order. In this activity, the warehouse clerk receive. No post good sorry. Enter incoming supplier invoice. Sorry. This first step show you because I'm in live. So if I make some mistakes, do not hesitate to say, "Hey, Michael, you have made a big mistake in comment." Okay, but like just repeat again some things I've already done. So this first step show you how to enter a supplier invoice for the good received. Ensure that the top right of the screen is display a green light. That means the balance is good. If there is no green light, choose message to review and resolve any error. So we enter an invoice. We have in head, the price is 150 euro because we have 10 pieces. Okay, but right now create supplier invoice. Create supplier invoice. So enter the following information: invoice, your company code, gross amount, currency, invoice date, posting date, invoicing party, and your reference, your PO. So company code is 1010. Okay, gross amount is 100 euro. The reference like this, the invoicing date 6, and supplier 103,001, 103. This one, okay, I click on enter. I check if I've got bank, okay, information, good. I put right now in purchase order scheduling agreement, my purchase order. I click on enter. So in the purchasing document reference, review the reference, make the following entries using the purchase order you created previously, and press enter. Select purchase order item, review the selection, confirm the warning message, check the amount, the quantity, the tax code, the tax jurisdiction, everything. Okay, and choose at the end simulate to be sure that everything is okay. Yes, I forgot on the VAT. Yeah, because if I go to in taxes, I got 20. Okay. Uh, 7, 8, and 5. Check your balance. I click on check. Okay, balance green is okay. Sometimes you have some tolerance. For example, I enter this. See? Okay, you are in the tolerance. I click on simulate. Okay, you see that the small difference is assigned to the account 502600 loss small price difference invoice receipt loss. Okay, everything sounds to be good, and right now I choose post. The invoice is posted, the system displays the message document has been created. Then you launch the periodic payment. So that is conclude the Okay, if right now I go to my purchase order, document overview, my purchase order, I double click. Okay, I go to the tabulation purchase order history. Okay, I display my purchase order, my invoice receipt, and I can continue the operation in my production order. I focus only on the production subcontracting external processing, but I will there you can see in my YouTube channel some video about the production in stock. So thank you so much, and don't forget to subscribe to my free channel. Thank you so much, everyone.